Hello friends, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel. Today I created this beautiful soft glam look using primarily drugstore products, but we use a few others that you can't pick up at the drugstore but I think are totally worth it and pretty affordable. Something that is really important to me is creating a beautiful look but using products that are affordable. I am in college, so not spending a lot of money on makeup is really important to me. I have been trying out drugstore makeup for pretty much all of my makeup journey, and I feel like I found some really great products that perform just as well as those high-end or luxury products. I haven't really tried out a lot of luxury products, but the high-end ones, yes, I've tried different foundations, and the one that I have that I get at Walmart is just as good, and personally I think better than all the high-end foundations that I've tried from Sephora, Ulta, all those places. So hopefully you guys see some of these products, you can pick them up for not a lot of money and create a beautiful look that looks like you use expensive products, but you didn't. And it's gonna still give you that longevity that you need and just a beautiful product. So thank you guys for being here and I hope you enjoy. My skin has been clean this morning. I washed it with my face wash, and the last thing I applied was the Pond's Dry Skin Moisturizer. First, we're going to be using this primer. This is the Rimmel Pro Multi-Action Fix and Perfect Makeup Primer. And this is supposed to do a bunch of different things. It's supposed to smooth, resurface, brighten, mattify, and protect. And whenever I first bought this, I was a little skeptical because I usually go for like a completely matte primer because my skin does get oily throughout the day, but I've used this and I've found that it makes my foundation last so long. So we're just going to take a little amount and rub all over. I feel like my skin's a little extra red today. Also, this is the first time I'm really showing my naked face to the world. I've always been really insecure without makeup, and I'm the kind of person who, even if I'm leaving the house, like I'm gonna have on some amount of makeup. But this year I really wanted to push myself and really get comfortable with my skin because everyone deserves to love themselves with or without makeup. And I've just been trying really hard to accept who I am and accept my flaws and accept that I do look different without makeup. I have really light eyelashes and eyebrows, and whenever I put on makeup I look a lot older, I look a lot different. Everyone changes when they put on makeup. But, you know, I've been making those steps to get more comfortable with my naked face. I've been going to the gym more without makeup and just stepping out into the world. And of course, filming and showing the world my face without makeup is a big step. So next, we're going to be using my all-time favorite foundation. I've been using this for probably 4 years now. You can get it at the drugstore, as most of the products that we'll be using today. And this is the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 Foundation. What a name. So I use this in the shade 805, and it's ivory. And we're just gonna put a couple pumps on this beauty sponge. I got this at TJ Maxx. This is not a beauty blender, although it does look like one, but I'm not going to pay, you know, $20 for a sponge. So we're just gonna dab this all over. Getting that in my hair. So I'm the kind of person who wakes up early in the morning, puts on my makeup, and I'm very busy, so I need it to last all day long. And that primer with that foundation has been my holy grail. They both last on the skin pretty much all day. I'll do like pretty intensive workouts and go to class, have all my meals, go to my like other activities, hang out with friends, do whatever I need to do. And by the end of the day, my makeup is still looking good, which is so important to me because no one wants to have a cakey, oily, sliding off your face look. It does not look good. So next, we're gonna cover up some of those dark circles. You know, college gets crazy. Some nights we don't get a lot of sleep, and in the morning, it's showing. So I will be taking the Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. And this is in the shade Fair. Just give it a little twist and then put it right under. I also like to use this as an eyelid primer. So I used to use different eyeshadow primers and they worked, they did what they were supposed to, but I found this works just as well, and if one product works better than two or just the same as two, why not use one? So just gonna rub that all over my eyelids to get ready for the beautiful look that we're about to create. Also, I like to use this to cover up dark spots on my face. So I've struggled with acne for a really long time, and I think my skin is finally clearing up, which I'm so excited about, but I still have a lot of like scars and dark spots from it. If you guys have any recommendations of how to get rid of those, please comment down below, because I would love to try out some products to get rid of those so that I can have a smooth, beautiful complexion. But if you have any pimples or any spots that you want to cover up, this works great. Then we're just going to blend that out with the same sponge we used to apply our foundation. Okay, so I do like to brighten the under eye area. I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. So this is just a concealer. I got it at Ulta. I love Makeup Revolution. They're super affordable and great quality products. This is in the shade C2. I actually need C1, but they're always sold out of it, so we're just gonna work with what we got. And I just like to apply this in a triangle under my eyes. It's very full coverage, very thick, so you don't need a ton of that, even though I just slathered on a lot. So before we set all of this in place, I want to show you guys a little trick that I've learned along the way. My makeup tends to slide off in my nose region, so it gets really oily and it'll crease right around here. And I thought that I could solve that by applying more products. I would cake it with concealers and foundation and powders and powders and powders. And by the end of the day, it would look terrible. So I've learned if I take a cleaner part of my beauty sponge, so I usually just use the tip of it, and kind of dab off some of that extra product that we have on there. I didn't take everything off that I put on there. There's still some product, but there's just less product to be able to build up and crease. After we've done that, I'm going to go in with my favorite powder. I feel like it's a little bit of a controversial powder, but it's my go-to. So we have the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I'm using Translucent Extra Coverage. This powder does have a strong scent, but once you start wearing it, it's not bad at all. So I just like to dump some of that into the lid. I'm gonna dump a lot of that into the lid. And then take a Real Techniques beauty sponge, and this has just been cleaned, there's no powder on it, it's a little bit damp. And then I'm just gonna dip into that. I like to do this better than using a brush. I feel I have a little more control over how much product is going on my face, and I do like a pretty matte look, so I apply a little extra powder. And the problem with this powder is that it was the cause of James Charles' flashback Mary incident. If you don't know about that, pretty much what happened was he had photos taken of him, he had this powder on, and flashback, if you don't know, is when picture is taken and you look very, very, very washed out. And this powder does cause a little bit of flashback, but for every day where it's perfect, if you're going to a special event where you know you're going to be having a lot of pictures taken, you might want to go with something else. Now that we have done that, we are going to bronze up the skin. I'm so excited to show you guys this product. It's one of my favorite products for a few specific reasons. So, this is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I use it in the shade Light Bronzer. And the reason, besides the fact that this goes on beautifully, blends like butter, as the name suggests, but the reason I love this is because it smells like heaven. This smells so good. It's like coconuts, a little bit of pineapple. You feel like you're on a tropical vacation, and when you're in the middle of winter and you miss the beach, this just takes you back there. So I'm going to grab my Juicy Couture fluffy brush. I use this for bronzer. I got this at TJ Maxx, I believe, and it wasn't expensive. Came in a set of like 3 or 4. Super duper soft. So if you find these anywhere, pick them up. So we're just gonna apply right around the cheekbones. And always blend up when you're putting on bronzer. Always blend up. It helps lift up those cheekbones so you have a little bit of that lifted face. We're also warming up the skin a little bit. Okay, so not only do I bronze up my cheekbones, but just to kind of warm up my entire face, I go around the edges of my forehead, and that also helps the size of my forehead look smaller. So we're just gonna go back in with some more of that. Kind of brush my hair back. And last but not least, before putting away this bronzer, I went to do some nose contouring. So the first step in that is I take the same bronzing brush and rub it on my nose. So that's just gonna bronze up the skin in that area a little bit more. And the purpose of nose contouring is to make your nose look slimmer and smaller. And I feel when you don't have any bronzer on it and you have that contrast here and here, it makes your nose look larger, and that's doing the opposite of what we want. So after doing that, I'm going to be grabbing one of my favorite products at the moment. And this isn't from the drugstore, but it's totally affordable, a great product, and it's supporting an amazing artist. Today I have the James Charles Morphe palette collaboration. I love this palette. I got it when it first launched. I was so excited. I was actually in one of my classes supposed to be taking a quiz, but instead I was getting this when it launched. So totally worth it, so excited. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you guys today. If you don't have the palette, I know it's really hard to get your hands on, but there are lots of other affordable products that can match the colors that we will be using today. Today, I will be dipping into the shade Punch Me, which is right here. It's a light brown. It's a little more cool tone than that bronzer that we use. So I have this slim brush. I don't know what kind of brush this is. So this is a BH Cosmetics brush. Most of the brushes I'll be using today are from them. I got them in a set and none of them have names or numbers, so I can't officially tell you what they are, but I'm sure you have similar products at home that you can use. So we're gonna take this brush, and what we're doing is drawing two lines to kind of redraw our nose. So we're gonna make it slimmer than it actually is. So you want to do that with a light hand. If you have really dark lines, it's going to be harder to blend out and harder to make it look more natural. Okay, after we have done that, I'm going to go back in with the same Coty Airspun powder we used earlier, the same beauty sponge, dip the smaller part into the powder, and just draw right outside those lines. And you want extra powder to be there. We're gonna leave that on to bake while we do our eyebrows. But before doing that, we're also going to go right under that bronzer that we put on. This is just gonna give it a little bit more of a defined look. So while that sits on our face, it's time for eyebrows, my favorite part. This is also not a drugstore product, but it's totally worth it. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I'm using the shade Auburn. This is $18, but I find that this lasts forever. I used to use a brow pencil by Maybelline, and I really liked it, but there was so little product in it that I found I was buying them all the time, and I was probably actually spending more money on that product than I am on this. So this is definitely worth it. If you do your eyebrows every day, I would definitely invest in this. This will last so long on your brows. I have fallen asleep, woken up the next day, and my eyebrows are pretty much exactly the same. We're gonna dip into that with an e.l.f. Duo brush. There's this bully brush on the end, and then the slanted brush on the other end. But after dipping into that, I like to flatten the brush a little bit. It creates a smaller line whenever you draw it on. So let me get a little closer to the camera. And I'm just gonna start on the bottom part, carving out the shape. After filling that in, I just like to take my spoolie brush and lightly brush up at the end. That's gonna give that little bit of an ombre effect, so it's lighter here and then darker throughout the tail. Now that you've seen me doing that one, I'm gonna go do the other brow off camera and I'll be right back. So now that our eyebrows are all done, I know I look a little crazy. The contrast between my light eyelashes and my dark eyebrows makes me look a little odd, but we will be getting to work on that in just a moment. Now that that powder has a little time to kind of bake and sit, we're gonna brush it all off. I'm using a Wet n Wild fluffy blending brush. You can get this for a few dollars, and it's so soft, it's so worth it. The important part of this is to really do some blending on your nose, so I just take this brush and do that for a while. After doing that, I'm going to grab my Burt's Bees blush. This is in the shade Bare Peach. So after grabbing my blush, I will be grabbing a slanted Wet n Wild brush. Just gonna apply a little right there. Same on the other side. I really love blush. I think it just brings your face to life. I feel like it kind of went out of style for a while. Like it wasn't trendy. People were like, no, we don't like blush. I really like blush. Okay, so let my hair down a little bit. Now it is time for eyes. This is my favorite part of makeup. I've said that I'm pretty sure about every step. I said eyebrows are my favorite, but no, my favorite really is eyeshadow. So we're gonna be grabbing James Charles palette. Today I want to do a little bit of a purpley look, something a little warm, maybe a little smoky. I love when purples are blended out with oranges, so we're just gonna get started, get creative, and jump right in. My first brush that I'm going to use is a Morphe brush. This is actually the first Morphe brush I ever bought. This is the Morphe M441. Has a little bit of product from the last time I used it. So to combat that, we're going to be grabbing this little magic product. This is a sponge. So you just pop the little lid off. There's a little sponge inside. I don't know where you can buy these. My best friend got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. I love it. I use it every single day. What you do is you take your brush and swirl it around on there, and it gets rid of the eyeshadow that's on your brush. So first, I'm going to dip into the shade 518. Just this orange color. We're just going to blend this into the crease. Wow, so beautiful, so pigmented. I love that shade. I love this whole palette. It's so good. It's so good. I'm pulling out another one of my BH Cosmetics brushes. This one just a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to dip into the shade Rusted. Next shade over. I'm going to go right into the crease again, just to darken it up a little bit. I'm going to grab the same brush that we first used and just blend that out a little more. Okay, so I want to do some purples, but I don't want it to be super duper purple, if that makes sense. You guys will see in a minute. So first, I want to dip into the shade Escape. It's the darkest purple in here. And I'm going to blend halfway into the crease. So not all the way, but just put a little on there. And we're just going a little lower than the last shade that we put on. And then just put that part way on the eyelid. After applying that, I'm going to grab some of the shade Benny. It's a dark brown. And finish filling out that outer corner of the eyelid. And I'm going to pull the shade Benny down under my eye. And we're going to pull it about halfway. I'm going to grab some more of that purple shade Escape and blend almost to the inner corner. After that, we're going to get some more of 518 and continue blending all the way to the inner corner. After we've done that, I just want to smoke out this whole thing. So I'm going to take this and go kind of over and a little bit under those darker shades that we put on. Okay, so as you can see, this isn't very blended. And when you're working with colors like this, you want them to be very blended out. So I'm going to take my biggest eyeshadow fluffy blending brush and just go over top of those colors and blend them out. So the secret to blending is when you think you're finished, keep going. So if you're like, yeah, it looks pretty good, you should blend some more. I really want there to be a beautiful contrast between the darker shades that I have on my eye right now and then a shimmery lighter shade that we're going to put on in just a moment. So before we put on that shimmery shade, we are going to grab the same concealer that we used earlier from Makeup Revolution and then a flat brush that I use to apply concealer a lot. And then we're going to do a half cut crease. So you're going to take the concealer and go halfway to the middle of your eye, but right under that crease bone. Now, as you can probably see, there is a very harsh line in between the purple and that concealer we just applied. So we are going to dip in to the James Charles palette once again and pick up some of the shade Rusted that we used the second step of applying our eyeshadow and just blend right in between that line. And then I'm also going to pick up some of 518 and do the same thing. So I'm going to be picking up another product that's not from the drugstore, but I got this in a Allure beauty box, so I didn't spend a lot of money on it. I'm not exactly sure how much it costs, but I know it's a little pricey. So this is the palette I'll be using. I love this packaging. I love the color. I love the look of it. I think it is adorable. And I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know. I think it's the Nubian by Juvia's, but I could be completely wrong. I've never seen a video on this, so I've never heard anyone pronounce it, so forgive me. I want to grab some of this shade right here. So this is like a shimmery, kind of bronzy, kind of white shade. And I had it on my eyes the other day, and I got some compliments, so I want to use it today. I'm going to be using another BH Cosmetic brush, surprise, and we're going to dip into that shade. But before I apply it, I'm going to grab some of my setting spray. This is the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. We'll be using this at the end to set our entire face. Just do a little spritz on there, shake it a little bit. And I'm going to kind of do a couple steps on this part. So I want to put this on top of the concealer, but not go all the way to the inner corner. So about halfway of what you've left concealed. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. Okay, this video is starting to make me feel like a liar. This is also not from the drugstore, but it also came in a Allure beauty box. Those are 15 bucks. I really like those. Highly recommend looking into. I do reviews on those on my makeup Instagram every so often. So if you want to check that out, my username is Rachel Dorsey MUA. That's RACHEL DORSEY MUA. This is the Ofra Highlighter Everglow. They collaborated with Nikki Tutorials to make this, and it is beautiful. I love that it has shades for all types of skin tones, and they're all beautiful. And for the ones that don't match your skin, you can use them as eyeshadows. So I want to dip into the lightest shade and just finish filling out that concealer. Wow, we're glowing. Then I'm going to grab that same fluffy blending brush and just blend everything together. After that, I'm going to take that same highlighting shade, grab a smaller brush. This is pretty small. I have no idea where this is from. I've had this forever, but it's a really good quality brush. You just need something that's kind of small and you're going to be able to use to apply your inner corner highlight and the highlight right under your eyebrow. So we're going to dip back into that same light shade. And to give it a little more intensity, I'm going to give it a little spritz. Now that I've finished that eye, I'm going to go off camera and do the other one, and I will be right back. I'm back. Both eyes all complete. I'm going to be using a great drugstore mascara that I love. I just recently discovered this at Ulta, and this is the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Curl and Hold Mascara with micro styling waxes. So this is like $5 or $6. A lot of times they have it like buy one get one half off. I'm gonna apply this off camera because I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to apply mascara. There's no point in me wasting film time for you to watch me apply mascara. So I'll be right back. Our mascara is all applied. One last step to kind of make the brows a little more perfect. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer in the shade Auburn. There are no other shades for eyebrow products for redheads. I swear it's so hard to find products that match my hair. So many brands don't carry them. I don't understand that. But I love this. You can get it at Walmart, drugstores. We're using drugstore again. So there are little fibers in this, and I just like kind of brushed it off a little bit. And then brush the hairs of my eyebrows upward. Okay, so as you can see, my eyebrows look a little crazy. I'm just going to continue brushing those up with the spoolie brush and then brush them into place. And I just feel that gives my eyebrows a little more feathered, or maybe like, I don't know if natural is the right word, but just a little better shape, a little better look. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using the James Charles palette once again. So the cool thing about this is it has a lot of shades you can use for different purposes. The shade Punch Me that we use for our nose contour can also be used for like a bronzer or contouring powder. And then the shade Face and the shade Ring Light, which this one can both be used for highlighting shades. I'm actually going to dip into both of those and kind of mix them together with another Juicy Couture brush. And then just go right up here. Ooh, we are glowing today. Can you guys see how beautiful that looks? I love that. Same for the other side. And I also like to take some of this, put it right above my brows, then Cupid's bow, and the tip of my nose. Now, before we move on, I'm going to dip into those shades again with the same brush we used for the inner corner highlight and go right in between those lines that I drew for my nose contour. Now that we're all glowing to the heavens, to pull this look together, we're going to be using some matte liquid lipstick. Today, I'm going to be mixing two products. So, both from the same brand, both the same thing, just different shades. So I have here NYX Liquid Suede in the shades Cherry Skies and Soft Spoken. Soft Spoken is my favorite, my go-to. I've gone through so many containers of this, buy it all the time. It matches pretty much everything. I'm just going to take a few little dots of Cherry Skies all around my lips. I look crazy. And then take some of that Soft Spoken and just blend them together. A little trick that I like to use so that I don't have lipstick on my teeth. I'm already like paranoid about it. Grab a tissue and I fold it in half and then just kind of bite your lips down on it. Okay, now that is all done, everything is looking exactly the way we want it to, we're gonna set the face. I'm gonna be grabbing that same setting spray I used earlier to wet my brush. Just give a little shake and spritz all over the face. Okay, so this look is all complete. I love the way this looks. I'm going to be going shopping later, so this is something you can definitely wear out of the house. It's a little more creative than just, you know, your typical brown smoky eye. I'm loving this highlight right now. I can see it in my mirror and I can't stop staring at it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am so excited to release this video and just let you guys see my art and what I love to do. So this is my first video. Before I go, I want to talk a little bit about what this channel is going to be. So maybe you watch this and you're like, Rachel, makeup's not really my thing. Probably not going to watch another one of your videos. Well, I might have something in store for you. So I decided to make my YouTube channel lifestyle. I'm someone who loves working out. I love eating healthy foods and cooking healthy foods. So I want to share some of those things on here with you guys. If you guys have anything you want to see, I'd love to do that for you. So comment that down below. While you're doing that, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. So Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your love and support and patience for getting this video up. I know if you follow my makeup Instagram, I've been kind of talking about it for a long time. We've had a few little roadblocks, but we're finally here. So thank you. Have a beautiful day. Flashback and, and then, oh, say stop with the stows and nose. Oh my god, that's not the brush that I use. That is not the brush that I use. That is my highlighting brush. I used to use my highlighting brush to apply bronzer. Okay, we're gonna cut all that out. No, we're not talking about that. Okay.